Hi, everybody. Hi, everyone. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome. I'm padding here to allow time for Facebook to supply an audience for us. Hello, my name is Justin Hiltner, and you're watching Y'all Stay, the first in our series of LGBTQ roots musician showcases that are happening this week. And they're taking place specifically this week during the 2020 International Bluegrass Music Association's World of Bluegrass Conference. Y'all Stay is presented by Bluegrass Pride. Bluegrass Pride! And I'm Justin Hiltner. I have the distinct pleasure of being the chair of the Bluegrass Pride's Board of Directors. And I'm coming to you live from Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm going to be your host for today. So today's the first in 5 shows. Like I said, we're doing this all week, and we've got a great show for you lined up. But before we get to that, I do want to talk a little bit about um, what we do here at Bluegrass Pride. We're a nonprofit 501c3 charitable organization that's dedicated to uplifting LGBTQ plus folks in bluegrass, but as well as old time string band music and all American roots music, really. We began as an outreach project of the California Bluegrass Music Association and have since expanded to include events and Pride in Oregon, in California, in Tennessee here, and also in North Carolina, where we're usually meeting in person for IBMA right now. But also in British Columbia. And now, thanks to virtual forums like this, we're available all around the world. And we hope that you are tuning in from all around the world because we've got a lineup from all around the world. So not only are we carrying on our annual tradition now of having an LGBTQ plus musician showcase at IBMA, this year we're putting everything online like IBMA is. We're going to have 30-minute showcases every day this week at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. That's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Monday, Tuesday, the days of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, those. And then we also have a booth at the virtual conference. So if you're a virtual conference goer, check out our virtual booth in the exhibit hall. And then on Saturday, we're having our informal brunch with Bluegrass Pride like we've done in past years in person. We're doing that on Zoom, so we hope you'll join us and maybe bagel in hand, join us for brunch later on this week. The goals of our showcase this week is not only to bring greater LGBTQ plus visibility to IBMA, but generally we want to highlight and showcase LGBTQ plus roots musicians, artists of color, international artists, and other musicians that wouldn't normally have as easy access to Raleigh if we were meeting in person. But also we're here to raise money to support queer artists. That's what we do at Bluegrass Pride. We support queer artists, and queer artists are disproportionately impacted by COVID-19. So your donations are what goes towards us paying our artists. So Y'all Stay and other Bluegrass Pride virtual programming, it really just allows us to demonstrate to you, our viewers, and to our audience that we aren't just a parade that happens in San Francisco. We aren't just a group that gets together just for that. We do so much more, and we want you to be a part of that. If you're enjoying the show today, and I know you will, it's great stuff, please donate, please give. We're asking for a suggested $10 donation, but if you're enjoying the music, please give more. You can give at bluegrasspride.net/y'allstay. I know the links are peppered about, and they will also be on screen later on in the show, but please give if you haven't already. Net proceeds are shared equally among all the artists on the lineup for the week and Bluegrass Pride so that we can keep doing work like this to make bluegrass a more inclusive place for everyone. Our goal for the week is to raise about $3,000 in donations. We'd like to raise $2,900, which would allow us to pay each of our musicians $250 a piece. We guarantee our musicians that we'll pay them, but it's up to y'all, our audience, and the Bluegrass Pride viewers to help us make up the difference, to show them how valuable their time is, even in a time when everything about our culture and our society is telling queer artists that they aren't valuable. We want to tell them that they are. And you can do that through giving. And please give monthly. Now, I think I've gotten all of my blurbs out of the way. We've gotten our technical flub out of the way. We're like, IBMA is here. We're in it. We're live. And I don't want to talk anymore about the stuff. I want to talk about music, because music is the thing that binds us together across all barriers, across the 2 dimensions of our computer screens. So it's time for me to introduce today's featured artist on the show. That would be Ryan Marr. Ryan is based in Cheshire, England. He plays fiddle, he plays banjo and auto harp, and draws inspiration not only from old time, but also from bluegrass. Ryan's been featured on a number of albums, including Auto Harp Britannia and Strike the Harp Again, and also was a frequent teacher at workshops and music camps across the UK, and was even going to play at Crossover Festival before all of the above was canceled due to COVID-19. Ryan, we are just so happy to have you here on Y'all's Day to kick off our week of showcases. Everyone, please welcome Ryan Marr.
Hi, I'm Ryan Marr, and I'm a British old time and bluegrass musician. Um, I'm based here in Cheshire, England, and I'm going to be playing for you today as part of the Bluegrass Pride You'll Stay showcase. If you want to check out more information on Bluegrass Pride, you can go to bluegrasspride.net, where you'll find lots of information as well as merch that you can buy, mugs, t-shirts, case stickers, everything that you could need to show your support for Bluegrass Pride. And while we're talking about Bluegrass Pride support, you can donate at bluegrasspride.net/you'll stay. I will put the link on the video so that you can see it. And that's what this is all about. I'm going to play you some tunes and hopefully show you a bit about the old time and bluegrass scene here in the UK. And yeah, hopefully that will make you want to donate to a great cause. I've been playing bluegrass and old time music for about 10 years. I started on the auto harp, and yes, you can play bluegrass music on the auto harp. So I thought I'd play a few tunes for you. I'm going to start out on the fiddle, and I play mainly old time on the fiddle. The first tune I'm going to play for you is a tune that I actually wrote for my then boyfriend, now husband, after only 1 month of knowing him. A little bit presumptuous of me, but I knew he was the one very early on. He's so amazing. He also happens to be mixed race, which means that I have been educated far more than I ever possibly thought I could be. And I really think that one of the main things that we can do nowadays is to educate ourselves. And I think if we're going to defeat some of these social injustices, then education really is the way. So as I say, go ahead to bluegrasspride.net, find out more, and donate at bluegrasspride.net/you'll stay. And the first tune I'm going to play is called First Step. It's in the key of A, and as I say, it's a tune that I wrote for my husband. Okay, so that was the first tune. It's, as I say, it's called First Step, and to be fair, the name didn't come along till a little bit while after. It was just a tune that I wrote. Originally, it was called "The Boy in Glasses and a Corduroy Shirt" because that was what he wore on our first date. And he looked absolutely stunning, and I was completely smitten. And here we are, some 4 or 5 years later, married. And yeah, it's great. I have bandmates come along, and uh, musicians that I've met through the old time bluegrass scene here in the UK, and people were so welcoming, and I can only hope that things continue that way, and people continue to be as welcoming as they are, especially in the current political climate. The next tune I'm going to play for you is a tune called Buffalo Girls. And whenever I recommend this at sessions, people always think I mean the other tune, Buffalo Gals, but this is actually Buffalo Girls. And I learnt it sort of from a tuning, I think from a recording that Raina Gallup did. It's a field recording, I think, that was kept by some university archive. I just happened to stumble across a couple of years ago. And I really like the tune, and I've since heard a version by Bruce Maudsley, but yeah, great tune. So I'm going to play that for you. Okay, so that was Buffalo Girls. The next tune I'm going to play for you, I've already mentioned Bruce Maudsley once, and this is a tune that I kind of learned from him, kind of learned from a couple of old recordings, and it's a really popular old-time tune that you can have some real fun with. It's called Candy Girl. When we play it in sessions, depending on who I play it with, we either play the version that I'm going to play today or a slightly slower version that, especially the people I'm in a band with, like to play because it was reharmonized by Brittany Hass, I think, and there was lots of minor keys in there, and yeah, it's a cool tune. So as I say, it's called Candy Girl, and yeah, I'm going to play it for you. Yeah, so that was Candy Girl, and so what I'm going to do now is swap over instruments, and I'm going to play a few tunes for you on the auto harp. So yeah, so I'm going to play some auto harp tunes for you now, and the reason I really want to do that is because I want to show people that you actually, bluegrass can be played on auto harp. The auto harp isn't just an acoustic accompaniment instrument. You can play melody on there, and bluegrass is no different. It's pretty cool, and when you do it, people often ask you questions after the set, so it's great to play. So I'm going to play a bluegrass standard to start with, and the tune I'm going to play is Blackberry Blossom, so you should hopefully all know it, and hopefully I'll do it justice. Okay, yeah. So that was Blackberry Blossom. It's such a fun tune to play, and especially on the odd harp. So I thought I would play a D tune for you next. It's again a bit of a bluegrass standard, especially here in the UK. It's also got roots here. I think as a Scottish tune, maybe Irish. I really should know, given that it's my side of the pond. But anyway, it's a great tune to play in a bluegrass jam. Yeah, so that was another great bluegrass tune, St. Anne's Reel. I'm going to take this moment just to remind you all to donate to bluegrasspride.net/you'll-stay. I hope you're enjoying this set so far. I've got another couple of old harp tunes to play for you, and the next tune I'm going to play is again another bluegrass standard. It's probably one of the first bluegrass tunes I actually learned on the old harp after Blackberry Blossom, and it's probably because it is such a well-known standard tune, and I couldn't wait to show off my bluegrass old harp skills at the next session. I have to say, when I turned up with an old harp, a few people looked at me with a little bit of concern, but I soon persuaded them that it was worth letting me into the session, even just so that I could play for a little while and show them what the old harp can do. So the next tune I'm going to play is Bill Cheatham, and it's a great tune. I really love to play on that harp. It sounds great. Enjoy. yeah, so Bill Cheatham, great tune. I love to play it so much on the other half. Probably should learn on the fiddle too, to be fair. And the next tune I'm going to play is actually an old-time fiddle tune. It's called Outlaw Blues, and it's a bit of a sad story, really. I'm sure many of you know it, but Ernie Carpenter wrote it, and supposedly he wrote it as he sat on the bank of on the hillside, watching as they had basically dammed up the river by his cabin, and he watched them wash away his house. I have heard a great version of this by Rachel Eddy, who I know has been part of Bluegrass Pride before, with lyrics. And the first time I heard it with lyrics, it was really quite heart wrenching. For that reason, whenever we play in sessions on the fiddle, it seems to be quite a fast-paced tune, medium pace. It's not a fast-paced tune, but it's played with some vigor. But actually, I feel that it's one of those tunes that deserves to be played a little bit slower, and it sounds particularly good on the odd harp. So I'm going to play that for you. So yeah, that's such a lovely tune to play on the old harp, and quite a touching tune. So next, what I'm going to do is swap back to the fiddle, um, but I'm going to retune and play a couple of tunes for you in D. So yeah, if I had to pick between instruments, I don't think I actually could, especially not between the fiddle and the old harp. But I know that my husband much prefers my auto harp playing to my fiddle playing, and I think that's simply because the auto harp just is basically a band all on its own. It's got backup, it's got bass, it's got all sorts. Whereas the fiddle, old time fiddle music, it's great played solo, but it does sound great played in its original setting, which is as dance music. And it's a shame there's not more of it here in the UK. It's getting more popular, but at the moment it's really only those few festivals, especially here in London. It's not too bad, but here a little bit further north, there isn't that much around, and it's a shame. But I do a lot of jamming to CDs, and it's a great way to learn. Yeah, so I'm going to play a couple of tunes in D now. And the first one's a real fun tune that I learned. Again, it's from a couple of versions, and I've sort of made my own of it. I do like to learn things true to old recordings if I can, but at the same time, I quite like to put my own twist on things and call it the British twist if you like. It's sort of really easy to slip into sort of more folky music, and that kind of is what old time bluegrass is. I mean, it's the folk music of America, and its origins date back to Irish settlers and English settlers over in America, and even further than that. I know African slaves, and I mean, the banjo, for example, it was slave music, and I think it's really good to remember that, and to honor the fact that that its origins come from those sort of places, and to understand more. And by no means am I an expert, but being in a biracial relationship, your horizons are really opened, and you don't realize just how privileged you are as a white middle class male until you start to really educate yourself. And notice at the beginning, education really is key. So bluegrasspride.net, check it out, buy some merch, get yourself a new coffee mug, and enjoy these few tunes that I've got for you. so next tune I'm going to play for you is another tune that I wrote. It's heavily inspired by a traditional old town tune called Indian War Whoop, and I didn't realise that until a little bit later. But the first time I heard that tune, Indian War Whoop, was actually at a session with Erin Marshall, and she was playing it, and there was this call and response. It was probably about 3 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was half asleep. And somewhere in my subconscious, it must have stuck, because I wrote this tune some 3-4 years later. And it was only when I was listening to some old recordings that I realised how heavily influenced it was. But it's still a new tune, and it's called Turkey in the Pumpkin Patch. So we're getting up to that autumn season, or the fall season, as you would call it in America. And so I think it's quite an apt tune to play. So that's just a little flavour of Turkey in the Pumpkin Patch. And the reason I called it that is because I thought that the first bit in particular sounded like a turkey, especially on getting close to Thanksgiving. I'm going to play one more tune for you, and I hope you've enjoyed my set. Thank you for having me, and I hope you've really enjoyed listening to a little bit of English or British old-time music and bluegrass, and in particular bluegrass on the other half. So dig deep, donate bluegrasspride.net/you'll stay, and enjoy this last tune. It's a bit of a standard old-time tune, especially here in the UK. It's one we like to play a lot, and everybody has their own version of it. And mine's a mix of a Clyde Davenport version and a couple of others. It's called 5 Miles from Town. Thanks for watching. I'm Ryan Marr, and I'm playing here for Bluegrass Pride at bluegrasspride.net. Donate.
Oh my gosh, that was incredible. Thank you so much, Ryan. I don't know about you guys, but that's exactly what I needed for my Monday. Such virtuosic auto harp playing is really incredible. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Ryan Marr, who you were just watching. You've been watching Y'all Stay, our LGBTQ plus musicians showcase, happening as part of the 2020 virtual IBMA World of Bluegrass Conference. Y'all Stay is presented by Bluegrass Pride. I've been your host, Justin Hiltner. Thank you again, Ryan, for being a part of the showcase, and to all of you out there in computer land for watching. We're so glad you joined us today. We hope you'll be back. We're going to be same time, same place tomorrow through Friday with more performances. Tomorrow we will have an excellent performance by Great Aunt Music. If you've enjoyed today's show, please, please, please donate. That's bluegrasspride.net/y'all stay. We've raised $236 so far, which is excellent, but not quite where we need to be. For us to meet our target, which is around $3,000, we'd like to be around $600 right now. So if you haven't given already, please do that now. We appreciate your generosity. Your dollar literally goes further in the pandemic for queer folks. Again, that's bluegrasspride.net/y'all stay to donate. Thank you again for joining us. Thanks, Ryan Marr, for your performance. On behalf of Bluegrass Pride, I'm Justin Hiltner. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Same time, same place. Thanks.